So, hey everyone, this is Stephanie from Hope and Love Radio, and today I have another interview with Taylor Sappe, founder of Music for World Peace Records. So, Taylor, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us your story?
Hi, I'm Taylor Sappe. I'm originally from Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and I moved to Pine Grove, Pennsylvania in 2007. Uh, I started music back in the 1960s, and I've had several bands, but at that time we had a draft, and it was the time during the Vietnam War, and the draft kept causing the bands to break up, so we never really got anywhere at that point. Uh, but anyway, I was probably the last one of my band to get drafted, and I ended up spending a 14-month tour in Vietnam. So when I got back, I performed solo for from 1971 to 1975. I was like a folk singer, anti-war singer, protest singer with a guitar. And 1976 to 79, I went to Berkeley because I wanted to learn more about music. That's not to be confused with Berkeley, California. This was Berkeley College of Music in Boston. And then in 1980, I started a record label called Captain Blue Records. And we had a regional hit called Dancin' by a group called Wojo. Throughout the years, I studied audio engineering, business, advertising, and some marketing along the way. And then in 2020, just before the pandemic, I started Music for World Peace Records with Mike Turner. Mike is no longer with us as a management position, but he does still record with us as a recording artist and songwriter. And that's pretty much it right up to the present day.
Thank you. So, what is the mission of the record label?
The mission is to influence peace. I have to turn the volume down because I'm getting a delay here. Excuse me. The mission is to influence peace throughout the world through our music. We want to get as many songs out there as possible using the internet to influence peace throughout the world. Because a lot of music is related to violence and war and stuff like that. So and it's being promoted through social media, which makes it very easy to spread it all over the world. So what we wanted to do was use the same method, except we wanted to influence the world with peace instead of war and violence, peace and nonviolence.
Thank you. So, tell us how the label works. What is your distribution process like?
How it works is we accept all genres of music. I have to turn my volume down again. We accept all genres of music, and as long as it's related to world peace in some way. So if it's related to anti-war, nonviolence, even teachings of peace, like the religious prophets like Jesus and Buddha and Muhammad, they were all put here to bring peace on earth. And their philosophies, which a lot of people overlook their philosophies because they're so wrapped up in the religious aspect that they don't pay attention to the teachings that they actually gave us for world peace. So if somebody's got some songs that actually bring forth those teachings without sounding like they're religious songs or anything that condones or like one religion, one religious belief, that's what we're looking for, is something that doesn't sound religious but conveys the teachings of the religious prophets. We also take finished unreleased masters, or we can arrange collaborations. We don't charge any upfront fees, but everybody that works on a project, including the label, gets an equal share of any money that comes in, from any sales or donations or downloads. Our distribution includes all major streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, and many minor ones as well. So it's complete worldwide distribution. And we also make releases available for donation-based downloads on our website. So, if you go there, you can listen to our songs for free. And then if you want to download them, you can download them and share them with your friends. And we ask that all of our artists invite their fans and friends to our public Facebook group. And that's where they'll be sharing fans of other artists on our label, as well as fans of the label itself. So we currently have 2,000 songs, or I'm sorry, 2,000 people on our Facebook group and 60 songs on our label.
Thank you. What is the benefit of signing up with Music for World Peace Records?
Compared to other labels, this is more of a niche market, and it's easier to get signed than it is with like a major label or a general indie label, as long as you can fill the niche. And many labels have specific genres that they specialize in. We accept any genre as long as it addresses our mission of influencing world peace. There's no out-of-pocket costs to our artists, but artists with their own promotion budgets can get help with with Facebook advertising campaigns through our label. Self-releases cost money, and if somebody's releasing a song on their own without the label, in most cases it's hard to recover even just that small amount that it costs just to get your song released. But we can provide that cost-free for anyone with music that does address our mission. So we don't charge anything for any of our artists to get released on our label, and we take care of all the costs of getting it into worldwide distribution.
Sounds wonderful. What challenges have you faced as a founder of the record label?
Well, the challenges have been surprisingly few, but some of them were like time constraints. That seems to be the biggest challenge, because this is like a one-man operation right now, this label. So, having one person do everything takes up a lot of my time. So finding interns to take up the slack is a little difficult due to budgeting constraints, because, we're not a big money-making label. We're here to perform a mission. And, we do sell music, but we sell it as a donation-based download. And Spotify and streaming services don't pay very much at all. They pay like a penny for every 100 plays that you get. So you have to really get a lot of plays to make a significant amount of money. So that seems to be our biggest challenge, is having enough money to pay people to work for the label. And it's also, a big challenge. I mean, money is needed for the artists to continue working, and money is needed for us to be able to advertise and help the label grow. So that's where our donation-based downloads comes in. That happens to bring in more than the streaming services. So when people do download the songs and they make that donation, that helps the label, it helps the artist, and that's pretty much it. That's our biggest challenge, is getting enough money in to continue operations. So, like I said, we're not a big label. We're not like a major label, but we have some hardworking people, including myself, doing everything that we can to help our artists become successful and to help us complete our mission.
Thank you. What do you wish you had known when you were first starting out?
Oh boy, when I was first starting out, that was a long time ago. And, I went to Berklee College of Music, but one thing that they didn't teach us there was networking, the power of networking. And if they had, I would have stayed in contact with so many of my classmates that I met there. But it was like, everything was just so fast paced there that, I was so busy trying to keep up with the work and get things done that I didn't really socialize very much with a lot of people. But I did manage to make contact with some of them. And there were two people that I did keep in contact with, but I wish I would have stayed in contact with a lot more. So I would say the power of networking is one thing that I wished I had known. Uh, some of the people that I did keep in contact with was Paul Betancourt. Right after I left Berkeley, I had a call from him, and or actually he had seen an article in the Berkeley magazine of something when I had started Captain Blue Records, and Paul had contacted me, and he had a band, and he wanted me to manage his band, and they were from Rhode Island, so they actually moved down to Pennsylvania, and I managed them for a while, and then we lost touch after after the band broke up, and then when Facebook came about, I reconnected with Paul, and then he actually helped me with a country artist that I was producing. He helped me with some of the production work. And another guy that I had not stayed in contact with, but reconnected with, was Bobby Tiberi. When I was at Berkeley, Bobby had this uncanny ability to be able to play the guitar, sing, and create lyrics, all improvising, all at the same time. Like he could improvise his chords, his melody while he sings, and lyrics all at one time. And that really amazed me. So when I started this record label, I thought, Bobby would probably be a good fit for the label because he's so prolific. So I managed to find him. It took a while to find him again, but when I did finally find him, we reconnected, and now he's got like 3 or 4 songs already released on our label, and he's working on more. So my thanks to Bobby and to Paul and all the people that helped us along the way. I managed Paul's band was called Visions, and that was back in the early 80s. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you. What has been your biggest accomplishment so far?
The biggest accomplishment with the label was we started about 3 years ago, and we're still growing, but I'd say 60 songs released is probably our biggest accomplishment to date. So we have some more coming up, but so far we've hit 60, and that's over a 3-year period. And we started only with basic operating expenses, and now we have a little bit of money for advertising budget. So we run an ad every once in a while between ads our artists, between the ads that our artists run, and with their own budgets.
What do you think helped you become successful?
Well, I would say it's probably all of our artists, their teams, our public group members, guys like Mike Turner. I mean, this guy was like the wind in my sails, when he helped me start the label. It was like, I'm an ambitious person to begin with, but he would be like pushing me along even faster. So it was like having a Ferrari and being pushed along by a Lamborghini. So, that's the way Mike was with the label. So he was very helpful in getting the label off the ground and helping me gain momentum. And then, of course, the internet has made it possible too, because when I had the other label, which I started back in the 80s, everything was like by U.S. mail. So like if you wanted to pitch something to somebody, you had to send it by mail. You could talk to people over the telephone, but then, of course, there were like telephone long distance charges on telephones and everything. So, some people watching this are probably too young to even know that, because that was like way before their time. But, since the internet came about, everything moves about 1,000 times faster than it did before. So, it makes worldwide networking, communication, distribution, everything like that much faster than it used to be pre-internet. And now with AI entering the playing field, everything we need to do is possible even much faster. We can write songs faster, do music production faster, marketing faster, create resumes and advertising so much faster. And it's so much easier for one person to run the entire operation on a shoestring budget. Whereas, without it, we would probably have to have a staff of about 50 people.
Thank you. How can we best support you?
Well, Let's see. Probably by downloading the music of our artists, um, selecting music by different categories, and donate, or you can donate directly to the label. On our homepage, there's a button if you want to donate to the label, uh, and 100% of the donations go toward advertising, business expenses, and growth of the label. Uh, if you donate to a song, if you download a song and make a donation, then that donation is split up among everybody that had worked on that song, including the record label itself. Uh, for those who would like to help in non-monetary ways, they can join our public group and invite their friends to join us. They can post anything that's related to world peace in our group. It's a moderated group, so we don't take any spam. So anything that's related to world peace is going to be accepted and posted. But if it's not related to world peace, then we usually don't approve it. They can like, comment, and share the posts of our music and videos of our artists, and that's probably the best way to support the label and artists and our mission.
What is coming next for you?
Okay, coming up next, we have some new releases in the making with Jimmy Roberts, Frank Blades. Well, Frank just released a new one. Chris Burkett and Sherry Talon have formed a group called the Free Spirits, and they have a song coming out probably this weekend or next weekend, depending on how soon we can get everything together. Steve Nyhoff, Nick Hamby, and Tanea, they all have upcoming releases. Plus, I'm in the process of writing 8 more songs that were actually AI-assisted songs for release. The AI didn't write the songs; it just sketched it out for me, and then I took it from there. It's like having a co-writer give you a first draft of something, and then you take that first draft and you work it until it turns into something good. So we had the AI do the first draft for us. So we're just experimenting with AI right now, and it's a lot of fun. But from past experience, I'd say it's probably really impossible to predict the future of music because it's constantly advancing, and technology changes the industry so much faster than before. For the most part, it's better, but there are also some serious trade-offs where things get worse instead of better. Like, for instance, before people had easy access to digital workstations and the internet, it was a whole lot harder to produce music and get it out there. So when people were doing it, it would cost them a lot more money and time to do it, but they were able to make a lot of money from selling records. There's a very high profit margin. But now that it's so easy for everybody to make music, it's really hard to make any money from music because, like I say, streaming services don't pay very much, and it's very difficult to get people to purchase because so many people are so used to getting music for free these days. So that's the trade-off.
Thank you. What advice would you want to give to new artists or new people in the music industry?
Well, I would say to succeed in this business, keep up with technological advancements and how they relate to music. Embrace the technology. Don't shy away from it because it's not going away. It's only going to keep advancing. Those who don't embrace it are going to be left behind in a fast-paced world. Start networking at an early age as possible, and you'll develop the skills and experience to network your way to wherever you want to be. The internet makes it so much easier than it was before the 90s. Share your knowledge and experience with others. Successful networking requires a mindset of how can I help you rather than how can you help me. Be confident, but not arrogant. It's good to have confidence in yourself, but arrogance doesn't work in this business. And there's so many people that are so wrapped up in their own egos that they shoot themselves in the foot by doing that, by being arrogant. So I'd say be humble, Avoid making false claims to success. Always have something to back up your claims, like links, newspaper clippings, recordings of videos, or anything like that.
So thank you. One final question. Is there anything you would like to add?
Sure. Anybody with music-related skills who need to collaborate with others to help fill the void can apply for membership in our private group. And I'll give you a link. This is a pretty long link for the private group, but it's Music for World Peace record label. I'm sorry, that's our public group. I'll have to give you a link to the private group. But anyway, the link that I just gave you was for our public group. People with unreleased finished masters can go to our website and click on Submit Your Music, and then they'll get all the information that they need to get their song released. And our website is musicforworldpeacerecords.com. So go there and you can listen to our music, download the music, share the music, become the music, and participate all you want. So anything that you need to do to associate with us is right there on our website. So just go there and you'll find everything you need there.
Thank you, Taylor, for being here. For everyone, this interview will be on Facebook, it will be on YouTube, it will be on the radio station tonight if you would like to listen to it. I thank everybody for coming, and I hope to speak to everybody soon. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome.